Hi Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. So we're going to do your reading mid-month. I've decided to try a mid-month reading. We're going to do a mid-month, 15th to the 31st of January. And next door to this is also your February readings as well. So we've got on the channel a reading for your general for February and also love. They're in one, so it's two videos. You've got your mid-month, which you're watching now. And if you want to see what's happening for February 2019 for general and love, that's in one video sitting next door, okay? For this reading, though, for your mid-month, I just want to see, it's nothing specific, I just want to see what energies are around you towards the end of the month, that's all. So we've got the Tarot Maidies that we're using, Barbara Moore. I counted up my cards last night, Gemini, and I have over 150 decks of cards. I couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa, that's a lot of cards. So I just thought, I love the tarot so much, and that's why I buy so many cards. But you know, I haven't used this one. I just like this one. It's quite nice. It's based on obviously the Rider-Waite, but it's just a really nice deck. Yeah. So it's just a nice simple deck to use. And then for your other reading, probably use. I'm getting a new deck, another deck this week. I've been waiting for it for ages. It's called The Next World Tarot by Christy C. Road, I think it is. Been trying to get that for bloody months. It's been all the way in America, and finally she's released it through Amazon. It's coming out on the 17th. So on your next reading for I think I'm doing a massive reading for Valentine's. I'll probably use that new deck. Oh, I'm excited, can't wait to get them. They're pricey. They're about £40, probably $50, but they look well worth it. Anyway, let's get on with your reading then. Enough of my banter. Let's just see, I just want to see what the general energies are around Gemini towards the end of January 2019. Universe Spirit, just show me Gemini. What are the general energies around Gemini for the month of January 2019? Just looking for the end of January 2019. What are the messages that you have coming through for Gemini's Sun and Rising? What are the general, just give us some general messages you have for Gemini coming through between the 15th and the 31st of January 2019. Show me. All right, so we've shuffled the deck, Gemini. We're now going to split it into three as I usually do. And from now on, I'm going to be on screen. I really like being on screen, actually. I like talking to the camera. It's the way that I always used to do it. I don't know why I stopped. I think it's because I was really enjoying just showing. I mean, there will be times when really all you see is the cards. That's how I operate. And sometimes you'll see me. And some people might think that's inconsistent, but a lot of people know who I am anyway, so, you know, sometimes I'll be on screen, sometimes I won't. For now, I just feel like being on screen and talking to you guys. But for bigger spreads like, you know, Gypsy Tarots or Triple Crosses, that type of thing, I can't do it while I'm talking to the camera, so I have to literally hone down. But for this type of thing, reading, it's easy enough to, you know, just show you the cards. So and also I'm going to try not to make these very long. It's a snapshot. Is it a snapshot? Yeah. If you want to order a personal reading, guys, you know where to find me. There's a link above that you can just click on and you go straight through to my website and you can order a reading through there. But I do try and be as exhausted and as, you know, and as quality based as I can. So you guys coming up towards the end of January are, oh nice, you're the Empress. Some of you guys are pregnant, perhaps, because you've got the Empress card. Because you're showing as being the Empress. This is who you are. When you're an Empress as well, you might be nurturing or caring for others. But Empresses are also very creative people as well. So some of you guys are going through a really, really intense, a really interesting creative phase. Remember, threes are all about expansion. So some of you guys are expanding as people as well. You're going through a time of transformation with this Empress energy. But also I feel that you're very much inclined towards the creative side of life. So whether this is creating a new business for some of you guys, Gemini, whether it's with the whether it's with the Empress expanding your business. If you have a business, maybe some of you guys are expanding on that. You're bringing in new ideas, that type of thing with the Empress energy. For some of you guys, it might be with the Empress energy that you are, you know, you're nurturing a business idea or you're nurturing something within your life. You know, Empresses are all about pregnancy and creation. So it's all about nurturing until something is ready to kind of come out. So, you know, you're definitely nurturing and you're creating things in the month, you know, towards the end of January 2019, Gemini. Some of you guys, being the Empress, you feel really good. Some of you guys feel really beautiful, really sexy and really, you know, you're really looking after yourself as well. Empresses, I tend to think that they're very similar to Queen of Coins, but if you get something like a Queen of Coins and you show as a Queen of Coins, you're definitely looking after your body, because they're all about the health of the coin cards. Like the ones are about the exercise, but also coins are as well. You can get gym instructors and that type of thing with coin cards and wands. But she's certainly somebody who relishes, you know, her body and her look. She's very, very, very aware that she's very good looking as the Empress. And so some of you guys are really taking care of your bodies, you're taking care of your faces, your skin, your hair, your clothing, that type of thing with the Empress. Now, what you're facing for the month, being this Empress, is nice. Justice. So I feel certainly if you, with this Empress energy, if you're pregnant, some of you guys might be giving birth, for example. It's the Justice energy is the accumulation. It is the result. So Justice is also another result card. Yes, it deals with thought. So when you get Justice, for example, it deals with making decisions from the mind. Temperance is making a decision sometimes from the heart. Justice is, yeah, making decisions, but it's usually mental decisions. But that's not it for you guys. I don't feel that is, because this is so good. You guys are showing as being the Empress. Some of you guys, if you are pregnant, Justice, finally, full circle is the Justice energy, pregnancy, birth. So you might be giving birth. Some of you guys with the Justice energy, you might be facing with the Justice energy, finally. Could be that you're facing a decision with the Justice energy, but also because you're the Empress here, creating something. You're going through a very powerful transformative stage, I feel, Gemini. I feel that what you're facing is drawing something to a close now. Something is ready now to come through with the Justice energy, because the root issue for you guys, why this is occurring, is because, well, there you go, the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands for some of you guys is that you've had a lot of ideas. You've been very proactive, some of you guys. Some of you guys have been very, very busy with this Eight of Wands energy. Eight of Wands, when this shows up, this is all about advancement. This is about progress. This is about throwing all of those creative ideas in the air and seeing what lands. This is to do with being very, very busy, okay, and just putting everything out there. This is to do with sparks of imagination, the Eight of Wands energy, when it shows up, Gemini. So I feel that some of you guys, the root issue is that you guys have been very busy. You've been putting a lot of stuff out there, and I feel that you guys have been very creative. You are showing as being very creative. And, you know, I don't really want to read on pregnancy and all that stuff, because most of you aren't pregnant. So we're going to go along the creative line. Some of you guys, it might be pregnancy, yeah. You know, and also it might be that, you know, you're ready to become pregnant with this Empress energy here. This could be sperm, Eight of Wands. Sperm hitting the jackpot, bingo, Justice, you know, you're pregnant. So some of you guys are probably actually finding out that you're pregnant. But you've got the, you know, you've got the Eight of Wands here being the root issue. Okay, so the root issue, we're just going to go along the creative path in this reading, Gemini. And I do feel that you guys are going through a creative phase with the Empress energy, and I feel the root issue is all about you guys throwing out all of these creative ideas out there. And as a result of that, you're experiencing Justice. Finally, something is coming to fruition for you, some of you guys, concerning, I think, perhaps this is a creative idea or something. I feel around this, you've got the King of Wands. So this is probably somebody that some of you guys have been working with, Gemini. King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But, you know, I don't always go with the astrological signs with these kings and queens. King of Wands is an entrepreneur, okay? So when you do tarot, read upon your court cards. And even the pit cards, read who they are as people as well. Because if you know your court cards and you know what every single character does, it makes it easier to discern who is what and who's doing what in a reading. The King of Wands is an entrepreneur. This is a business person. This is a go-getter. This is somebody who's a public speaker. This is somebody who's highly charismatic. This is somebody who's a leader. This is somebody who's a motivator. This King of Wands does all of that type of things. He's terribly ambitious and extraordinarily confident. So some of you guys, in terms of, you know, you might have been communicating, for some of you guys, the root issue is all about communication. Well, it might be with the King of Wands, for example. It might be that you've thrown a lot of creative ideas in the air, and around these ideas, you've been given the green light by a King of Wands. He usually gives the green light. You know, there's somebody here who's a go-getter that some of you guys will have probably been dealing with in terms of this energy of the Eight of Wands energy here. Communication, new ideas, throwing out new things, dealing with new projects, being very busy, being very proactive. What's influencing you guys in the month of, in the last few weeks of January, is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups could be an offer, but the Knight of Cups also references not only to be given an offer, but also to give things out. The Knight of Cups also is a card that indicates following one's heart. So what might be, and it's interesting because you've got this King of Wands and the Eight of Wands being the root issue for some of you guys. So the root issue is all about new projects, I think, on the horizon with the Eight of Wands. I think it's dealing with maybe your proactivity and being really busy and throwing lots of ideas out there, and you're dealing with somebody in terms of these ideas, this King of Wands. And I feel that what's happening is that what's influencing you right now is that you're following your heart with the Knight of Cups energy, which is why I feel that things are falling into place for you guys. The energy is things are falling into place, because I really feel that the Knight of Cups is actually your energy, where you're following your heart with this Knight of Cups energy. And as a result of that, the most likely outcome for the end of January 2019 will be the Seven of Cups. I think lots of doors are opening to you. The Seven of Cups isn't always confusion. It's not always temptation. And it's not always things in the cloud or things are uncertain. Sometimes the Seven of Cups, these doors are open to you, or lots of options being made available to you with the Seven of Cups energy. Lots of things for you to consider, lots of things for you to think about, lots of choices for you to make. Coming in, what we've got is the Five of Swords there. So some of you guys might be experiencing somewhat of a setback, because that's the Five of Swords for you, unfortunately. So there might be a little bit of a setback here with the Five of Swords energy showing up, and influences around that. Well, the Seven of Swords. Okay, so the influence around the situation is the Seven of Swords. Okay, this is what you can't see and what you probably don't know about. So this might be somebody, I feel that if there's a setback, I don't think this is bad. I think that this is all about taking time to strategize. So this is almost like more time to strategize, because I see that something is being fulfilled here for some of you guys, but I feel that there's a setback. I feel that the Seven of Swords energy is the King of Wands, though. I think it's the person that you're dealing with. Okay. I feel that you're dealing with a very much an entrepreneur with the King of Wands energy, but this person is terribly, terribly intelligent and calculating and wants the time to strategize, to perhaps put more things into orders to ensure that whatever this thing is will be a success, which might be why you've got the setback of the Five of Swords showing up there. Hopes or fears? Well, the hope will be, well, Ten of Cups, happy conclusion, completion, success is the Ten of Cups energy. The overall outcome is the Hermit. Okay, so, you know, the Hermit is about seeking a path, but also the Hermit is the first card to show up. So when I get double this up, I'll see what's behind the Hermit. Hermits are about transition and seeking new paths. It's about seeking a new direction, but also it's about withdrawal and taking time, just a little bit of time to gain some introspection. Let's have a look. Because there's nothing in front of the Hermit. So this isn't, I feel, about a discovery. I'll see what's behind that Hermit. Oh, the Five of Cups. Okay. I feel for some of you guys, it started off so well, but I feel for some of you guys, this is all about stepping away from this situation due to maybe a little bit of disappointment with the Five of Cups. Because I see some disappointment here. I didn't want it to end up this way, but the Five of Cups is about disappointment, and the Hermit can mean to kind of just relinquish or just to step away a little bit from a situation. So I get the impression that you're stepping away from this situation, the Hermit. But it's due to this setback with the Five of Swords energy. I'll see what this setback's about. Let's have a look at what the setback is with the Five of Swords. Or some form of, I don't think it's conflict, but you've got some form of a setback with the Five of Swords energy showing here. Somebody's being very cautious. I feel that there's a setback. It's probably this King of, I think this King of Wands is being very cautious. I think you've got a setback because this King of Wands is being very cautious with the Nine of Wands. He's trying to protect something. Nine of Wands is to protect what you have. He's the bodyguard of the tarot. So he's very, very cautious. And I feel that you're experiencing a setback because somebody's being very cautious here. And the influences around the situation are the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can also be failure because you fail to get everything with the Seven of Swords. You only run off with Five Swords. So this person fails to get everything. And I feel that this person's very cautious about losing out on something here. Seven of Swords energy shows up here. Because the influences around the situation is somebody who's being very tactile. I don't even think it's about losing something. I just think that this person is, this King of Wands, I think he's being very tactile. The Seven of Swords means to be very tactile. It's the same as the Nine of Wands, very cautious. The only thing with the Nine of Wands is always standing around looking like this, like, oh, who's there, who's there? But the Seven of Swords guy is kind of like, he creeps around a little bit, you know? So this character here, I feel that this is all about this King of Wands. I think he's very instrumental in this situation for some of you guys. And this person's being very tactile here in terms of how they're putting this thing together with the Temperance energy showing here. So he's being very careful in terms of how he's putting this thing together with the Temperance energy. And I feel for some of you guys, it might be with the Hermit energy, you withdraw a little bit from this energy because you're disappointed. I think there's something here that when I look between the lines, Gemini, it's almost like there's something here by the end of January you want it to happen real quick, but somebody seems to be pulling back a little bit here because they're very dubious. It's not that they're dubious, they just want to be careful. Okay, they just want to be really careful. Because the Seven of Swords means to be careful as well. There's all sorts of meanings that go for these cards. Loss is Seven of Swords. You run off with 5 out of 7 swords. Being tactile, being really careful, very treading carefully. In terms of putting together this thing, Temperance is all about the chemistry and it's all about amalgamation. It's all about compiling two opposing forces or compiling. They're not necessarily opposing. Sometimes it's just composing or compiling two things together, blending two things. So he's very careful in terms of how he blends this thing, this man here. Temperance is all about cooperation as well. It's also about teamwork. So it's almost like this person is very careful in terms of how he combines or blends this situation with you, or blends with you, or works with you, or how he's trying to put something together. It's almost like this. I get the impression that you guys look to be in a very, very good position here at first because you're showing as being the Empress. Let's go through this reading again for the end of January. I do feel, Gemini, that you guys showing as being the Empress, you're going through a very big creative phase. That's who you are. Okay? Going through a massive creative phase. Some of you guys, it's starting a business with the Empress energy. Some of you guys, it's working on a hobby with the Empress energy. I feel this is an external thing though, because we've got this King of Wands, this entrepreneur, this go-getter, this confident guy that's sitting around. And I feel that some of you guys showing as the Empress here, you're going through a creative transformation. I also feel that you're expanding on something here as well with this Empress energy. Now, what you're facing as a result of the Empress is justice. Justice. So the completion may be off a creative phase here with the Empress energy, because I feel that with this Eight of Wands, it's all about new things that you've been launching here, because the Eight of Wands is also to launch. So I think that some of you guys have been launching some new products, so you've been launching some new things, and I feel that in the mix is a King of Wands, an entrepreneur, a go-getter, a leader, somebody who's probably been helping some of you guys with this. And I feel that what's influencing you is that you have a real love of what you do, Gemini. You're following your heart, you're following your desires, which is why the energy around you is there is a successful completion here. You're being rewarded for all of the effort, all of the hard work that you've been putting in. However, I actually feel now with the Seven of Cups, the most likely outcome is that things will remain up in the air with that Seven of Cups energy. So this isn't the complete finality of this project. I think with the Seven of Cups, now looking at the whole spread, things remain up in the air. So nothing is completely finalised along the lines of this project that you're working on, this situation that you're working on with this entrepreneur or with this business person or with this person in a very strong leadership position. I feel nothing is finalised here because things are up in the air, because coming in, there's a setback here. There's a setback with the Five of Swords, because I believe this King of Wands decides he wants to be a little bit cautious with the Nine of Wands energy, because the influences around the situation that you don't know is that this person needs to tread carefully. He's very, very careful with that Seven of Swords energy when he decides he wants to kind of work in a team with an individual, or if he decides that he wants to bring somebody into a team or bring somebody on board in terms of a project. He's very, very careful in terms of how he manages you know, different things, different projects, different ideas with the Temperance energy, because the Temperance means to manage. Okay, what you're trying to do with the Temperance energy is blend two different, no, they're not even different, it's water. You're trying to get equal measurement, basically, with the Temperance energy. It's the same water, but remember, the water with one of the cups started off being in one cup, and then it was sharing. So the water was being dispersed from one cup into the other in order to get an equal measurement. So water would have started off simply being in one cup, and then the alchemist would have poured it into the other one. Okay, so this is all about sharing. really, for me, the Temperance card is. Okay, he might be very, very careful in terms of maybe, or he feels that he needs to kind of be on the, be on his guard with this Seven of Swords as well in terms of what he's sharing with you. The Temperance energy, because the Temperance energy also means to compromise and to share and to work and to cooperate and to work in coalition with somebody else. So I feel that this person's treading very, very carefully in terms of what they're giving or what they're sharing with you. Okay, it's almost like this has just come as an afterthought from this person. It's almost like this person, it's just come as an absolute afterthought. It's almost like you have somebody who's backing you, Gemini, in a situation, but suddenly they're kind of like, actually, maybe I need to be careful. Because you've got this setback of the Five of Swords. And it's all because I asked why we have this setback, and it's because somebody's being cautious. And that Nine of Wands must be the King of Wands. It's not you. You're all systems go. You're ready to go on this thing, Gemini. But this person isn't ready to go on it because they're being very, very careful with the Nine of Wands energy. Maybe they're being careful. Maybe they're being very cautious. Maybe they're a little bit nervous of getting hurt. Five of Swords is all about getting hurt. So getting hurt, making them feel nervous. Okay? Or maybe they don't trust you with this Five of Swords. Maybe they feel that you'll take them for everything that they've got. Maybe that's why they're being a little bit dubious and careful. Because I feel around this situation, the Seven of Swords. What you don't know is that this person with the Seven of Swords energy, they're probably extraordinarily calculating. Okay? Maybe they're being very careful. And remember, the Temperance energy is all about a merger as well. So this person's being very, very careful in terms of the merger. The merger is the Temperance energy. So this might be a business thing for some of you guys. It doesn't have to be. It can be anything you want to apply it to. But this person's very careful in terms of merging with you. Alright? It's almost like they had an afterthought. They need to be very careful in terms of merging with you. And all you want is the Ten of Cups. The happy ever after. The successful outcome is the Ten of Cups energy. But I feel that some of you guys may decide with the Hermit energy to withdraw due to disappointment with the Five of Cups energy. It's either you or this King of Wands energy that decides to withdraw. One of you does. I feel that there's a situation coming in. I wanted the reading to turn out to be really good, and I think it is, but I do feel that for some of you Geminis, it might be that somebody's playing a little bit of funny buggers here, from what I can see in the reading. I think somebody's being a bit weird. They start off being interested in something that you're doing, really, really interesting, only to decide that they're going to be careful, that they're going to kind of like just, And also, also Five of Swords is sabotage. So it might be that what you're experiencing is some sabotage here due to the Nine of Wands, somebody's caution. Somebody who doesn't trust. So the Nine of Wands is somebody who's like, for example, the bodyguard. The bodyguard in the Nine of Wands might protect the Prime Minister, and he might say to the Prime Minister, don't go to that event, Prime Minister or President, because I'm sure there's a bomb there. So the bodyguard might sabotage the terrorists' plans of the Five of Swords, if that makes any sense to you. So it might be that what you're experiencing is, with the Five of Swords, is sabotage due to somebody's wariness. Okay? So somebody's sabotaging your plans of moving forward because they're wary. This might not necessarily be the King of Wands. This could be somebody who's advising the King of Wands, the Nine of Wands is. So they're not, because you can see here, the similarity kind of thing is that this third person here, Gemini, stands between you and the King of Wands truly being together, truly working through this thing. There's somebody here who's standing between you and the King of Wands. And that could be the bodyguard of the Nine of Wands. So this might not necessarily be the King of Wands. This might be his henchman. Okay? This could be anything like a loan. Could be that this is the credit check. Do you see what I mean? Could be that you're working on something creative and you're just about to complete on it. The energies that you're going to complete on this. The root issue is with the Eight of Wands energy. Maybe you've made an application. Remember, the Eight of Wands is to apply. So some of you guys, it might be an application that you've sent in with the Eight of Wands. And it might be the King of Wands. This is the person who's reviewing that. And what's influencing you is the Knight of Cups energy. Could be a preliminary offer here with the Knight of Cups, which is why the energy around you is about completing on the offer. However, the Seven of Cups, it might be things remain up in the air. Because coming in, what you've got is sabotage. Sabotage by a bodyguard. The bodyguard is the surveillance officer. The bodyguard is the person who completes the credit check. You don't get the credit check. Because the influences around this are people are very cautious when they're looking at mergers. i.e. giving you a loan, giving you a credit card, that type of thing. And all you want is a happy completion. But it might be that you have to look elsewhere. Hermit energy showing there because Five of Cups energy, you didn't get the loan. It could be anything like that. There's something here you want, I feel, Gemini, but you don't. Some of you guys, unfortunately, and you know that I'm just an honest reader. I'm just, you know, I'm sick of people having a go. It's just, I'm not going to turn things into what I don't feel that they are. This is not a bad reading, but it might be for some of you guys literally looking at the cards. You're just going to have to look elsewhere, especially if it's anything to do with a loan. Because it might be that you don't have the credit chops to get that loan. You know, it might be to do with a credit card. You might not have a good credit because there's a surveillance. The Nine of Wands is a surveillance officer. All right. And this is somebody who's sabotaging. So you might be sabotaged. These plans that you're making may be sabotaged by a surveillance officer. That's simply somebody who's doing credit check, for example. Okay, because the Seven of Swords energy showing there, calculating when they're calculating a merger. So this is calculating a merger. Do you see what I mean? Or very careful when involved within a merger. Merger is the Temperance energy. And some of you guys, unfortunately, having to look elsewhere. Because he's searching, the Hermit. So having to look elsewhere because with the Five of Cups energy, losing out on the deal. So I do feel that you're going for something, you're very close to it, but I do feel that there might be a little bit of a setback by the end of January 2019 in getting what you want. It could be anything. It could be a house application, it could be a mortgage, it could be your credit card, it could be, you know, it could be your bank loan, it could be anything. You know, it could be a job, for example. But I feel that there's a review that's going to take place for some of you Geminis. And it might be, I'm not being horrible. You know, a lot of people don't like my readings because I'm just the way I am. But this is just the way I am. Some of you guys may get turned down for stuff. It's just fucking life. It's just life. It's life. Life is not, you know, I love YouTube readers. I really do. But I'm sick to death of getting the brunt from people because I'm just being just normal on readings. I'm not doing all the airy-fairy stuff like, oh, you know, and it's all about your heart and giving it to, you know, it's just not how I fucking read. So anybody who wants to have a go, please don't bother because it's just, sorry to get so annoyed, but it's so tiring when people want to have a go because you're not giving them all fucking hearts and flowers. And I'm just doing life. Sometimes we get shit, sometimes we don't get shit. It's the way of the world, man. Deal with it. I'm just saying, sorry if you think I'm being rude. I'm not being rude. I'm really not. I'm just tired of people having a go when they don't get what they want. It's tiring. If it doesn't resonate with you, good. Brilliant. I'm just saying for some of you Geminis, it might be that you've applied for something and you probably maybe won't get it. All right? But it's fine because life is long and you can search somewhere else. Let's have a look at what blessings are coming to you. Universe, Spirit, what blessings are being bestowed on Gemini towards the end of the month? What blessings are being bestowed on Gemini towards the end of the month? Show me in one card. Well, that fell off. You got a blessing for peace of mind. Okay, so don't worry about it. If something doesn't, I always say, if something doesn't come your way, it's never meant to be. So if you don't get the loan or you don't get the approval, do you see what I mean? If you're not going to get approved, because it might be that you've been approved with the Knight of Cups energy and therefore the focus for the month is on that you're going to get what you want, but it might be that things are actually just going to remain up in the air. All right, so don't worry about it. You've got a blessing of peace of mind. So don't worry. The universe is saying to you that if you don't get something that you want, Gems, don't worry about it. You'll get something else. Just carry on searching, you know? It's not the end of the world, okay? All right, that's your reading for the end of mid-month, and I'll be back with your February reading. So hold up, and it's next door. See you soon. Bye-bye.